Hey, you hobbyists, let me tell you about a game I played recently called Gnarly Hike. It's a first-person game where you wander around the woods and some crazy things start happening, basically. Now, the publisher reached out to me a couple weeks ago and asked me to take a look at it. It's developed by Wildcard Games and published by Five Peaks Publishing. It's called Gnarly Hike, and it's a first-person psychological horror game where you explore a creepy forest in a slow-paced atmospheric world. Uncover secrets, expel spirits, and stay alive. That's the goal of the game. And I didn't really have much trouble staying alive at all. The game is really more spooky than it is hard. It does rely on some cheap jump scares here and there, but I wouldn't call it jump scare heavy. It's just a psychological horror, or a thriller, if you will. There's lots of them out there right now. And I suppose that these types of cheap horror games are equivalent to like a B-movie horror or something like that. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you got to know what to expect. A lot of the spooky atmosphere is set by the audio. My friend Merlin said that it was like anti-ASMR. There's a section where the gnarly dude, he's chasing you, and it sounds like there's nails tapping. Some people are creeped out by that tapping sound, and why not use it in a game? And speaking of the gnarly dude, I'm pleased to report that the dude from the box art kind of looks like a Wendigo. Well, he's in the game, and he looks really cool. His AI is really bad, and his movements are really janky, but the model is wicked. As cliche with all of these horror game tropes, you have a flashlight that runs on a battery, and as the battery drains or whatever, it gets weaker. So that means that you're kind of on a timer, because when your flashlight runs out and it's dark out, you're basically dead because you can't see anything, at least at the beginning. There are lots of flashlights scattered throughout, so you have to mess up pretty bad to get stranded. There's also a gun, or there's actually a couple guns in a few different places, but they just advance the plot. You can't really shoot anything. They also just float there, like there's no hand, and nothing happens when you shoot anything, like a TV. The controls themselves are fine enough, but there's a pointless lean mechanic. I don't really like leaning in games in general, but this game there's not really a reason to have it at all. And by default, the lean key is bound to an action key, of which there's like two. So you wind up leaning when you don't want to. Obviously, it's fixable by just changing the keys, but like what? There's also some kind of hide and sneak mechanic, but it doesn't seem to work right. I just stay out of the creature's view. So if you like horror games for the story, this one will disappoint you. You drive your Russian UAZ straight from Operation Flashpoint to here, which is some nondescript forest somewhere in Unreal Engine land. Not sure what version of Unreal this is, but honestly the main thing that this game has going for it is the graphics. The camp you set up in the beginning is probably just stock assets, but everything looks really good. The butterflies are vibrant for some reason. The textures look nice, the colors, the lighting, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, the plot. So you roll up in your UAZ and you set up shop. You get woken up by some sketchy noises in the woods, so you go to investigate, a classic. You find some really strange newspaper clipping, which I'm not even sure what the point of the newspaper articles are. There's like a few of them too. But after you find it, some weird things start happening, kind of more or less being hunted by the gnarly dude, which is the Wendigo. Now, I'm of the opinion that not every game needs a big, huge plot, right? It's a very simple hide and seek, go out and get lost, and now you have some creature finding you. I'm pretty easily jump scared, and I guess, in a sense, I'm easily amused. So, it was fine. It doesn't need a big story to drive it. It's pretty to look at. There's some times where I go, oh, whoa, that was scary. But for less than $10, it seems fine. I played this on Kubuntu Linux 23.10, and it ran pretty good once I made it work on my NVIDIA GPU, which wasn't easy. Once I got it running, I put the graphics on high, and I played it and streamed it on high and averaged well over 60 frames a second, so it ran very well. So yeah, overall I liked it just fine. I streamed this on the ASMR channel, and I got probably 6 to 8 good jump scares out of it. And I've been into these simple, easy, cheap little psychological horror thriller games lately. Another one I've been playing is Observation Duty. But that's going to wrap it up here. If you enjoyed the video and you want to help out, why not become a member and join the channel and become a hobbyist? You can also join the Hobby Shop Discord, and that's where I talk with members and get inspired to make new videos like this one for you. But yeah, we're done here. Until next time, bye-bye.